Hi dear students, in this video we are going to discuss very important and interesting concept, electric field due to a dipole at any point on the equatorial plane. In the previous session we have discussed how to find out the electric field along the axis of the dipole at any point, and this is the another important concept, how to find out the electric field at any point on the equatorial plane. First of all, we should know what is equatorial plane. We know what is electric field, right? We know what is electric field, we know what is electric dipole, and how to find out the electric field at a point on the equatorial plane. What is equatorial plane? See here, this is our dipole. We have plus q and minus q and separated by total distance 2a, and O is the midpoint, right? And we have a plane which I have drawn in blue color pen. So this is the plane passing through the midpoint and also perpendicular to the axial line. Any plane passing through the midpoint of the dipole and perpendicular to the axis is called equatorial plane. So here this equatorial plane is passing through the midpoint, and we are going to find out this electric field due to the dipole at a point C. So we choose a point C from the dipole, from the midpoint of the dipole. The point C is at a distance r. Another important point you have to note here, this point C is at equal distance from plus q and minus q. In short, we call it as equidistant. So the distance is equidistant. So this is the equidistant because the point C is at equal distance, and it makes angle theta with the axial line. And dipole moment vector, already we know that from minus q to plus q. These are the things, right? At a point, how many fields we are having? Two fields. One field is due to plus q. It is represented as E plus vector, and another electric field is E minus vector, which is represented by E minus vector, that is due to negative charge, and magnitudes will be equal. That's why we have drawn equal length of arrows, because the distance is equal from plus q and minus q. That's why we have drawn equal length. In the previous case we have drawn two unequal length, but here the magnitudes are equal and direction only differs. So E plus vector is going along this way, E minus vector is going along this way, and this is the resultant electric field. We call it as total electric field. Now what is the value of the total electric field? That's we are going to discuss here. And this is the right angle triangle, right? So this is A, this is R. In a right angle triangle you use the Pythagoras theorem. In Pythagoras theorem, the hypotenuse will be root of r square plus a square. That side also we are having the right angle triangle. So the hypotenuse length is root of r square plus a square. That you should know very well, right? To find the total electric field, we should know the component of E plus and component of E minus. That's why at this point C, we resolve this E plus vector into the corresponding components. One is the horizontal component modulus E plus cos theta. If this is theta, this is also theta. What is the reason? Corresponding angle. So the vertical component is modulus of E plus vector sin theta. Similarly, the E minus vector is resolved into two components. One is modulus E minus cos theta and another one is modulus E minus sin theta is the vertical component. So now let us proceed to calculate the total electric field. Yes. What is modulus E plus vector, right? What is modulus E plus vector? 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 q divided by the distance square. So distance square means just r square plus a square, right? So this is the distance. So distance square means root will go off. So you will get r square plus a square. This is what your modulus E plus vector. And if you find out modulus E minus vector, that is also the same thing. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, same value, q divided by r square plus a square. So what you can say, modulus E plus vector is equal to modulus E minus vector. This is very important point you have to mentioned, correct? Then what is the total electric field vector, right? That is the point we have to find out. Total electric field is modulus E plus vector. Since the modulus E plus and modulus E minus, so what will happen to the vertical components? They are equal and opposite vectors. They are equal and opposites, therefore they will cancel each other. So the vertical component effect will be 0. So nothing will happen when you ignore the modulus E plus sin theta and the modulus E minus sin theta, because they are cancelling each other. The main responsibility to get the electric field is mainly the horizontal components, cos components. Okay. So modulus E plus cos theta, what is the direction? Minus p cap, because it is along the negative x-axis, plus modulus E minus cos theta, this is also along the negative x-axis. So that's why we have put minus p cap. In textbook we have like this, minus modulus E plus vector cos theta p cap minus modulus E minus vector cos theta p cap. Am I right? So just they have put minus in both terms. We know that modulus E plus equal to modulus E minus, correct? So you can write like this, modulus E plus vector cos theta p cap minus modulus E plus vector cos theta p cap. So we have two identical terms. So you will get minus 2 times modulus E plus vector cos theta p cap, correct? So this is what we are getting about the electric field. So this is the total electric field, minus 2 times modulus E plus vector cos theta p cap. Yes. Then what is your cos theta? That's we have to find out. Okay. What is cos theta? In the right angle triangle, cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. What is your adjacent side? A. Hypotenuse is root of a square plus r square, or r square plus a square. Nothing will happen. R square plus a square, correct? Okay, you can follow this. So what you have written, cos theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. What is adjacent side? A divided by r square plus a square to the power of half, right? So root means to the power of half. Adjacent is a, hypotenuse is root of r square plus a square. So you are getting what? R square plus a square to the power of half. Now you can proceed. So E vector total is equal to minus 2 times modulus E vector is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 q divided by r square plus a square into your cos theta. What is your cos theta? A divided by r square plus a square to the power of half into p cap. Okay. So this is very simple, minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 2qa into p cap divided by this into this. X into x power 1 by 2 is x into x power 1 by 2 is x power 3 by 2, right? So x power 3 by 2 means r square plus a square to the power of 3 by 2. Okay, that is equal to minus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0. What is this quantity? P. So p cap divided by this quantity r square plus a square to the power of 3 by 2. This is what your total electric field at a point C on the equatorial plane, right? When r is very greater than a, you can neglect the value of a square. So this equation only for this condition, okay? Under this condition only the next equation will be correct, otherwise this only is correct only. So E vector total is equal to minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. This can be written as p vector by r square to the power of 3 by 2. So 2 is getting cancelled. A square is neglected here. Therefore the total electric field is minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 p vector divided by r cube. So this is another interesting result we are getting. So just to compare the previous result in the axial line. So axial line la what we got is 2p vector by r cube, right? But here what we are getting, minus p vector. So what is the direction of the electric field? The dipole moment is minus q to plus q, whereas the total electric field is opposite to that of the dipole moment vector, that is minus p vector is the direction of the total electric field in axial line. So the total electric field is along the dipole moment vector, but here at equatorial plane, if you find out the electric field at anywhere, the direction will be definitely opposite to the direction of the dipole moment vector. That should be very clear. And electric field magnitude is half of the electric field when you compare with the electric field of the dipole at a point on the axial line. That where, because the reason is there we have 2p vector, but here we are getting only p vector. That is a very important point you have to understand. But in both cases, the electric field with respect to the distance inversely proportional to r cube. So there also inversely proportional to r cube, here also inversely proportional to r cube. So only difference is direction. In axial line, parallel to the, both are parallel to the axis of the dipole, but the direction. In axial line, the total electric field along the direction of the dipole moment vector, here from plus q to minus q, that is opposite to the direction of the dipole moment vector. And another thing is magnitude is half. So we will get more electric field where only along the axial lines, whereas we are getting only half of the electric field along the equatorial plane. So this is very very important question for your examination. So ரொம்ப நல்லா படிச்சுக்கோங்க. ரெண்டு கொஸ்டினுமே ஈக்குவல் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுத்து படிங்க. ஸோ டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸு நான் ஏற்கனவே சொன்ன மாதிரி ரைட் அபவுட் த டயக்ராம், about the two diagrams in few lines, then you focus for the mathematical steps, you will get full mark. Thank you. We will meet in the next class.